So this is the second out of 3 videos for my week 4 video blog post. The second video talks about MATA, also known as Google's Mobile Application Distribution Agreement. So as some of you may know, it has recently come to light that Samsung and HTC have signed very specific agreements with Google in order to use their Android operating system. Now, we all know that Android is open source, or at least it appears to be. The truth is, it is. At least the source code for the operating system is completely open. You're totally free to take it and use it as you wish, no stipulations, no strings attached, however you want. And some companies like Amazon have done a great job using that open source software. As a matter of fact, did you know that the Kindle actually runs on Android? I didn't until after reading this article, but it most certainly does, and you wouldn't even realize it. Why? Because there are no Google apps on it. There's no default or anything. And that's because Amazon has its own store that it ships with it. And so the Kindle uses the Amazon store instead of all the Google apps. But when it comes to phones by Samsung or by HTC, what comes in the defaults? Google applications. Google is the default search engine. Your Google account is connected to things like the Play Store and Gmail and Google Plus and your Google Calendar and your Google Drive. But is this really any different than what other companies are doing? I mean, for example, if you get a Windows phone, you get a phone with Windows 8, with Internet Explorer as the default, with Bing as your search. Every single Microsoft Office now comes with the ability to sync with SkyDrive and also to sync with your Outlook account. I mean, it's something that all companies are doing. The difference is Android is supposed to be open. It's supposed to be free. But in order to use the operating system, phone companies have to sign this agreement saying that they'll ship it with all the default Google apps. And the question is, why would you do that? Well, because a smartphone is a smartphone and it's nothing without its apps. So if you're a hardware company and not a software company and you don't have your own apps to ship, what are you going to deliver? A completely empty phone with just a basic operating system? That's not going to sell. Not to mention Android, that cute little green guy we all adore and love, yeah, he's trademarked. So if you want to advertise your phone as a smartphone, and not just any smartphone, but an Android smartphone, you have to get the trademark license from Google. And that means if they want you to install all of their apps as the default, you're going to install all of their apps as the default. So how free is Android actually? Well, if we're talking about it literally and technically, that source code is completely free. And in that way, Google is the good guy because they get the opportunity to distribute all of that for free. But at the same time, they're able to capitalize and make money on their operating system. It's pretty clever, if you ask me.